Okay, we are live. We are live, Mr. Houston. How are you, sir?
Live. Not too bad, Mr.
Right.
Ewing. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. We're fucking chilling, really.
Yeah.
Trying to make the best of it.
Yeah, you said already, weren't you? You're enjoying time off, like.
Yeah, man. Well, it's
You'll never get that chance with your family.
yeah. I just think it's unprecedented, really. Like we never get an opportunity to spend this much time at home unless you're a at-home worker, which I'm not.
Yeah.
And
well, you are right now, but
right now, yeah.
Currently.
Yeah. So but it's nice to see them. They're doing well. They're driving us insane from time to time, but generally speaking, it's nice to be home. More clients are working online. How are you finding it? I find it a bit it's less weird than I thought it was going to be. How are you?
Do you know, I thought especially, so my first client was Rich, and he was in when we were at the gym together, and I thought this is going to be strange because, it's interacting over the screen, and are we going to be able to still have the conversations? But it just, because there are clients, it felt perfectly normal.
Yeah.
It felt weirdly normal.
Yeah.
The only annoying thing is sometimes is that you don't have all the equipment or whatever, but a million exercises you can do. But as for the one-on-one, it's way better than what I thought.
Yes, it is. I found it much easier. Like you with the equipment, it makes it a bit harder to program. However, what I found is, and I said this to a couple of the clients, is that I found that you get into a pattern within the gym, which is fine because we've got all the equipment. We don't have to, I find myself not having to think that hard to create programs, just focusing on protocols and the progressions. However, I trained a couple of people the other day and they have no equipment, none, mats. And I trained them again. I trained them on Thursday. I trained them again on Monday. They said they were sore for days, as in good working pain sore.
What did you do with them that was different?
So I think it was just the programming had to be, I had to give them less rest mainly because we didn't have the load stimulation. So we couldn't up the weight. So I had to decrease the rest time. And I kind of mixed the session up because it was a home session. I kind of did some mobility at the beginning, some core activation, and then some as close to the strength aspect of the work that I could do using their body weights. Yeah. And then I did a bit of some, kind of CV work with them using body weight again, stuff like squat jumps and burpees. But you know what we're like with stuff like that. We don't like it to be too ballistic and wild. So because I got them to control the movement really well, the technique had to be spot on. I think that was the key, really. The fact that they were doing stuff like that in a real controlled way. Yeah. Their legs were sore for days, man. And I just, I just think it was really good. It was a really good learning curve for me because it means I've been thinking a little bit more. Yeah.
It's almost like going back to the drawing board in terms of program design, because typically there's a structure, isn't there, to a program? Well, everybody's got their own format in their heads and how they like to write them, but you have a format, and that usually involves the heavier big moves at the start, and then you tailor the moves out the more of a conditioning or an assistant, and then in isolation or bringing up some of your weaknesses. And now you're trying to figure a way to try and keep some sort of structure going, but without the use of load. Yeah. I find tension works. That's what I've been using. Tempo work a lot, and trying to, I suppose, like some of our clients could do, we actually sit there and focusing on trying to feel the muscles working.
Yeah, I agree, because it's very easy to forget about that when we've got all the great equipment that we've got in the gym. And actually it focuses their effort on activating their muscles, which is quite often what they need to do, right? The guys that we see. So it's nice. It's been enjoyable. I think the weather has helped, because if you look behind me, my conservatory, which was once a hairdressing suite,
salon,
storage room, the stuff that was in I can't believe I fit that much stuff in there. You've seen the conservatory, you've seen how small it is. I can't believe the amount of stuff I just left. So
you just pack away, don't you? You just be like, I'll move that one day. I'll put that there, and I'm going to sort that out in a minute. And then 4 months later, it's still sat there, and you're thinking, what is that?
Yeah, I know. Sally's all like, are you going to move that? I'm like, I'll do it. Yeah, not right now. I'm too busy. And it just built up. I had 3 prams in there. 3.
Why?
I don't know. So when she grew out of one, we got another one out of the garage.
You put that one there.
That one broke. So we got another one, And instead of taking it back to the garage, I just went, I'll leave it in there. But now I threw a load of stuff, was liberating on the Saturday just before we decided to close up the gym. I cleared it all out, man. And it took me, I think, from 11 all the way through till 4 p.m. All the stuff's in the garage.
Yeah.
Loads of stuff got chucked out that was unnecessary. And I put a load of stuff for charity shop. And they were all closed. So they're all just sat in my car now. So now I've got my whole, so it's
that's it. Do you know what? It's like pretty much the same, because obviously I used to have the gym down the garage, but then ever since I had the gym I work at, I've filled that thing up. I've just filled it up with everything. And I'm trying to clear some space. I'm like, what the hell is all this stuff? And then I went and unloaded it all the same as you, put it out the front and thought, right, sort of take all this, the tips are closed. So now I've got a back garden full of stuff.
Yeah. I did notice that you were doing some outdoor training there. That looked
cool. Oh man, that's the beauty of it. Obviously now the weather's Baltic outside. It's a lot colder than what we had last week, but just having that sunshine, I'll tell you what, doing bench press looking into the sky is weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. I know it sounds stupid, but like there's no end, and it throws you off when you're trying to rack and unrack the bar. It's a bit strange, but it's good.
Yeah, it is. It's different again. And I think, like, again, if you're like me, you use like markers to look there, and then I'll press. I'll keep my eyes on that angle, and it does help. And then, but I've had to floor press because I haven't got a bench.
You haven't got a bench?
Yeah, I haven't got a bench, and I went to order one. I got it was my birthday yesterday, as you know, and I went to order one because I got some vouchers on Amazon from my family, and there's none.
There's nothing there. Even that, I try to send links to kettlebells and stuff like that, and they're all way overpriced because everybody's bought them up, so obviously priced them up, or B, completely out of stock. Like, I might have. Nancy's got one of my benches,
Oh, actually.
She has got one, so if she could hook it out, it might be a thing of like she could leave it out the front and you pick it up or something. But quarantine. I know. Well, get her to spray it down with Dettol or bleach or something, and then you pick it up and spray it down again.
Wipe your hands when you walk in. Tell me your protocol then, mate. Talk to me about your protocol.
So I got my house is clean. I've just got it down to the fact that everything in my house has been cleaned. So when I'm in my house, I'm in a clean environment. When I step outside of the house, I'm not in a clean environment. So what me and Georgie's been doing recently is been wearing gloves if we go shopping. Because I can't be bothered to wash my hands 400 times a day. My skin's wearing out. We go shopping. We come home. I take the gloves off before I get in the car, so I don't have to keep cleaning my car. And then we get the shopping out in the house. We put the shopping down, and then we clean each product as it comes out of the bag. So I'm wiping down my Dettol wipes everything, and then putting it away in cupboards, and then putting the bags back in the same place. So then it means that if it doesn't matter what I do in my back garden, what I do in my upstairs or anything, everything's clean. So I don't have to keep washing my hands.
Yeah.
Nice and simple, like.
Well, I'm doing the opposite, really. I'm going with the gloves. I should just wear gloves because that's a good idea there. So what I've been doing is I've been getting in the car, and I've got the kids' baby wipes because obviously Neva's still a baby, so pretty much. So I got those in the car. I get in, I wipe my hands, put it in a safe bag, wiped coronavirus wipes only, and then I wipe the steering wheel, drive home, and then I get in, put the bag in one secure location, wash my hands, quickly go down and spray the handles of the doors. By marking my head everything I've touched, and I go ahead and just wipe those. So it's weird how it's
strange though.
It's become routine now. So it's
I felt weird at the start going in we went in the Asda, and I put gloves on, and I was like, oh Jesus, I'm gonna look like a weirdo here, because obviously in Thailand everybody's wearing masks, everybody's doing gloves and all that. But then I get in the Asda, and some dude comes past me wearing this full face gas mask. I mean, full whole head with these big chambers out the side. I was like, all right, well, that gets me out of the weird category now. Like,
at the very least, you've blend in now. At the very, very.
No, I'm normal now. Like I went there to the shops this morning because like I'm taking the walks and stuff. I'm trying to get my steps up, so I'm going walks here and there. And I went this morning very early, and everybody's wearing gloves now. The things, and so they should be. It says you wiping your hands down all the time. It says you cross-contaminating. Like, it's a very strange time we're living in. Like,
yeah, man, it's weird. It is weird, and they're talking about what they're talking about now. Like, that we're going to have various waves of this where we'll go back into working life, and then another quarantine will come. But hopefully, if that does happen, hopefully it doesn't. But if it does, at least all of us will know, how to get back into the routine that we're now in.
Yeah, I think that's like going on routines and stuff. I know you want to talk about them today, but like keeping a routine, is so important. Like, it's just so important.
That's my next question. So why don't you talk about that, yours a little bit, and I'll talk about mine. So talk me through your daily routine and give the people.
So you know that like we start work generally sort of like 6-7 a.m. every day. So like my get up times are either 5 or 25 past 5. It's the same as that. And then we have our days, we finish work 4, whatever. So I'm doing the same. I get up at the same time every day. I'm getting up at 5:30 and coming down and making my breakfast at the same time. I watch the news for the half hour. I get a little bit more time in the news because I don't have to travel anymore. As soon as 7 comes, I'm straight on. I might not be seeing clients face to face, but I'm in there. I'm writing programs. I'm starting to do research now. I'm immediately going straight into work. I even wear my work t-shirt.
Yeah, I've noticed.
As sad as it is, I put the work top on, like, and I just think, well, I'm in work now. And then I do that until 4 o'clock. Like, I train midday. I have my lunch around the same time, and I'm trying to eat dinner. Do you know, last week, because obviously I'm trying to cut down calories and so on. Last week, I found myself just trying to eat everything in the house. Like, I had to cut so many foods out. I had to not have dinner a couple of days because I had so many bowls of, like, curiously cinnamon.
Yeah.
The cereal. I ate the whole box in 2 days, man. That's a lot of calories that I have to lose. So I had to just eat chicken and broccoli for 4 meals and stuff like that. But I find that keeping that routine, keeping my steps up, which is it's hard to do in this climate. And you've seen from my Facebook, I'm walking up and down the garden. I find that's important because I don't feel like I'm not working anymore. I feel like my head's still in the game. I feel like I'm keeping the same routine. So to me, it's another day. How about yourself? What are you doing?
Very similar, to be honest. I get up about 6 o'clock. I come down, like you, I sit and watch the news, which I don't usually do, but because of obviously everything's going on now I'm really into it. So I do that, and then I did a bit of, for example, I did a bit of programming this morning before my client at 8, and then I would have had a little bit of time to do a bit more work, but my MOT guy called me and said that they're closing tomorrow. My car was in, so I had to rush up, get the MOT sorted and come back. Otherwise, what I would have done between is maybe spend 20 minutes, half hour with the girls, half hour to an hour working. So I've also been working on the ebook as well, which is actually finished now. I just need someone to proofread.
Yes.
I just need someone to proofread it. You know what my grammar and spelling.
You want to give out the I think Juliet, your client, she'd be brilliant at that.
Yeah,
she used to do it as a job, didn't she? I think.
Yeah, I should give it to her really. I could give it to Claudia as well.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah, so I'll give that over, and then that's just keeping us busy. And again, like you, pick a similar time each day to train. You know, if you start going, well, I'll train when I'm free. I just think that the likeliness that's going to happen is you're going to put that off and put it off and put it off. Yeah. So roughly between
dedicate some time.
Yeah, that's the time. Yeah. Anyone else, if they want to book people in, they can book in around that. Otherwise, that's the time to train. And I have seen some clients into the evening. It makes it a lot easier to do that because I'm already home. By the time I'm finished, I'm home. So it's all good. You know, it's all good. Dinner's made, and it's like I said, I feel a lot more less stressed than I was. And it's weird, because I didn't feel like I was stressed. It's the right type of stress, I think, our stress environment, our work environment. But yeah, I swear my hair's growing back. I swear.
You better get on that caffeine shampoo from Germany, man. Start getting that growth going.
I know, man. I found like I'm sleeping properly. I'm not getting up at 2 and 3 and 4 thinking, is it time? You know, when you would set the alarm and you think at 2 o'clock, you look around and you think, no, not yet. I go straight back to sleep. But at the moment, I'm fine. I'm literally just sleeping through.
Sleep all the way through, I always do that because we get up so early. Like, I have an absolute fear that I won't wake up for work. I always think if I sleep in, so I always wake up around like 4 and be like, oh, thank God, And then sometimes I even check my phone to see if I set an alarm, even though my alarm is automatic. It's set for the days of the week every single week. but you just get this weird panic on.
Yeah, like, what if I don't? Yeah. Did you forget that the clocks went forward?
Man, it's not only that, it's wrecked. It's made everything harder.
Yeah.
So only this week I noticed. So it took me to about 10 o'clock to realize, I think, on that day that the clocks moved. But they moved forward. They moved back. Sorry. Yeah. No, they moved back. So we went back an hour. So we lost an hour in bed.
Yeah. So instead of 6 a.m., it was 7 a.m. basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So I woke up at 7 thinking, holy God, I can't believe I slept at 7. That's unreal. Also feeling guilty because I slept at 7 because I've got this weird thing that I need to be up at the same time all the time. And then it wasn't until later on the day I was like, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's happened, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like I got annoyed because the kids have been getting up early. I think the whole routine's thrown. So we told them the night before. We were like, look, nothing after 7 a.m. All right, because I need to go down and work. Sally, she doesn't want to be getting up at 6 o'clock for no reason.
Yeah.
No, literally 6 a.m. was sending you back to bed. So 6 a.m. comes and I'm going mental because they're up. I'm like, get to bed now. So I go downstairs, look at the clock, it's 7 o'clock, and I have this wave of guilt that I've told my kids off. But then the clocks went forward, so it wasn't my fault. Do you know what I mean? So, I'd check out this top, by the way. Birthday present.
Oh, nice.
Sam Crow. Yeah. Sons of Anarchy.
I know.
So, so we're nearly.
You're fully embedded into that. I might try and Georgie's fallen off the Breaking Bad bandwagon, but I'm going to bring her back in. I mean, we're 3 seasons in. There's only 2 left.
Yeah, man, and you got to end that.
I got. It's a good. I'm into the season, so then I'll try and do Sons of Anarchy. Then, I think
she'll like it, man. It's
yeah, she will. It's just if I don't know if anything goes a bit dead or if there's too many characters involved, she just is like this. What the hell's going on? So.
There is quite.
Whereas I'm deep in, what it's like, Game of Thrones. I know every single character, I know what everybody's done, when they've done it. I'm invested.
Yeah, research their history, all that sort of thing. Via the books.
Yeah,
so,
of course, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back onto the training topic. So, you've talked about yourself, and you kind of answered this question anyway. But can you elaborate just a little bit more in terms of what advice would you give people who aren't training comes kind of naturally to you and me. We've done it since you're still in school. It's an embedded part of our life. But for the people who, come to see us as their motivation, aren't doing the online coaching with us, what advice would you give them right now?
There's a couple of things that really I would go on. So plan your week. It's just the best thing that you could do. There's so many people I know and fail stories out there as well, that have joined gyms and had memberships and paid for a year and never went to the gym in the year. I used to see it all the time when I worked in a public gym, and the main thing that they never did was they didn't get to a Sunday and plan their week. And George, I know if I asked you on a Sunday, what are you training Thursday?
Yeah,
you know what you're training Thursday. Any day of the week, you know what you're training, and you probably know the time that you're training.
Yeah, I do.
And that's a big difference. So plan your week. So sit down and think, right, what have I got going on this week, and when can I fit training in? You make some appointments with yourself and then stick to them, just like you would when you come to a PT session, just like you would if you went to a dentist appointment, just like you would if you had to book your car in for an MOT like you have. You stick to that appointment, and then it just takes the guesswork out of the week. You know that you might train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's the deal. You stick to that and don't move around those parameters. There's obviously life comes in there and chaos happens sometimes and you move about, but right now none of that's happening. We're not allowed to go outside. Yeah. It's not much going on. Yeah. I think that's a vital thing, because how easy is it to get up at 9 o'clock? Let's say you're on the 80% wage now.
Yeah.
You don't have to work. Work isn't a big part of your life like me and you, because we love our work. So getting up and reading about fitness is nothing. So let's say you just don't care about what your job is and you've got 3 months off now, let's say. What's stopping you? You get up at 9 o'clock and think, I'll watch some TV and then I'll do this. I'll try and train later on or something, maybe if I get some free time. And then later on comes, I'm a bit tired now, so I'll do it tomorrow or something like that. And it's very vague. There's no commitment date.
Yeah.
That's what I find anyway. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think very much the same. I think I've mirror what you say. I would, you can still set yourself goals as well, and I think acquiring goals is a little bit different now. You know, we can't get the same goals necessarily. And I think, but just setting yourself a target, a 2-week target, you know, I could do, I don't know, for example, what I'm trying to do is I want to do 4 sets of 12 chin-ups. You know what chin-ups are like? You do a set of 12 and then they go down to 8, then 3, then 2. So
one.
Yeah. You know, so I'm trying to get 4 sets of 12 on the chin-ups, and that's the target. So what I've done is I've planned my programs around that target. And what that in turn has done, the big picture of it all, is it means I stick to it. Last week I did 12, 8, 6, 2 or something like that. And this week I was much more consistent. It was 12, 6, 6, 6. So there's already improvements there, which, you know what it's like when people start to feel like they're getting improvements, then they continue to, they're more motivated. They continue to plan, and they get into the swing, and that's how the habit is created. So I think setting a goal, as simple as that goal might be, you know, and
no, I think that's absolutely right. Like any goal, it could be anything. Like you're using the chin-ups as your example. It could be, I want to try and train 6 times in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the first week you might only get 2, and then you know that by the next week you got to get 4. You know, it could be as simple as that. But I think setting a goal, definitely, because you can still achieve things. You can still lose fat. You can still gain muscle if you're paying attention to your nutrients. It's still something that's highly achievable. And I think writing down, because at the minute now we said about the burpees, there's just people offering out exercise programs left, right, and center, and I'm all for it. Absolutely, it's positive. It's keeping people moving, like we said, like Joe Wicks or something. You know, he's doing an outstanding job out there. I think there's just an affinity now to, especially as personal trainers, to write programs where you're killing people.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get burpees as a conditioning tool is good for your cardiovascular. Benefits are not as great as the chances of injury. You know, so it's a little bit like that. But if you write the program down and you follow that one system for the next couple of weeks and only try and beat yourself every time, that could be something, you know, anything that's going to keep you honest and on top of training, because it's so easy now to slip away. I think it's the most important time to now stay on top of it.
I agree. And going back to, we talk a lot about the whys to programming, don't we? And it's too easy has it become in honesty to make a session, or feel like a session is a good session, simply because it was really, really brutal. And you and I, I'm touching my face. I got told off. One of my clients gave me when I was doing a Skype call earlier, she said, I'll give you a bit of advice for your podcast. You know, that's probably the wrong time to start touching your face. Setting a bad
Did you see it? I think one of the ministers in either Australia or America, a health minister, was talking about the key things. It might even be New Zealand or something, but they were talking about the key things to do to avoid the coronavirus. And she says, touching your face or mouth or eyes. And then as she said that, she licked her finger and turned the page. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's like an automatic inbuilt reaction. Like, I was looking at, like, from a psychological point of view, you know, when you're growing up, your parents are happy, they touch their face. You know what I mean? When they're shocked, they touch their face. There's so many emotions that happen where people just touch their face. It's it's hard to not.
It's like a nervous thing as well, you know, just kind of sit.
If you say don't touch your face, what do you want to do? Touch your face? You're always like, oh shit, there's an itch right in my eyebrow now. Like, what do I do?
I've never had such an itchy face in my whole life. So we're talking about, sorry, going back to we digressed a little bit there, talking about training and how easy it is to plan an exercise and work out and make it good just because it's brutal. We you know, think about it differently as to a lot of our peers. And one of the things what we're doing with some of the clients is we should be able to incorporate things like burpees, like squat jumps. The problem, as you and I know, is with a generic program is that the volume of it becomes very high and the technique becomes very shaky. You know, if I get someone, so what I'm getting a couple to do is I'm getting them to put their hands on a chair or the side of a sofa and get into a squat thrust position and land into a squat. And instead of doing the jump, they go back down. And that's kind of phase one of the burpee and various protocols before they get all the way down. And that whole protocol could last 16, 20 weeks. Okay, before
are you putting their hands on a chair and they jump back and jump into a squat? So automatically they're elevated up, and when they come back up, their back will be straighter when they get into that squat position instead of flinging their back up.
That's
the main issue, isn't it? Is you're down on the floor, you bring your feet into that frog position, you're hunched over, and as you lift up, mostly it comes from your spine in a really bad position, done for many repetitions that leads to exhaustion. That's the issue we have with burpees, isn't it? So that's good. That's good. So putting your hands on the chair just keeps you up and keeps your position good. Nice.
Yeah. And so we're talking about that from a safety perspective. They were dead anyway, like, because they were doing the technique correctly. There was only like 10, 20 seconds worth of time. They were dead anyway. So it's like, if you get the technique right, how many times have we heard our clients talk about, oh God, I've done this exercise loads. Once we get them to do it in the way that we want them to do it, all of a sudden the exercise becomes way harder. We have to half the load that they've told us they're capable of doing because the exercise technique was incorrect. And there's no reason why we can't do that with these ballistic style, cardiovascular style exercises like a burpee. So
also, I found that I done a program with a girls there the other day, and I had them doing squat jumps. So I took it from the point of view of squat jumps, a power exercise, and we know our friend Jack used to bang on about this a lot because he's a boss. But he's dead right. So doing a squat jump is a highly athletic movement. There's a lot of force coming down on the floor, your knees, your joints, everything. It's probably 10 times your weight landing into a fast contraction. So it should be done. Athletes all over the world, track and field athletes, Olympic athletes, do these sorts of things before they lift weights or in conjunction with their heaviest move. So what I did is I programmed a triple set in for quads. So like a jump squat, a squat, and a lunge. So I did 5 reps on the jump squat where they took their time. They load, jump, land, load, jump, land, and then fatigued themselves with a rest, had rest, and then came back to it. So that way you minimize the risk of any injury. I haven't done 4,000 repetitions. I've only done 5. So I stay within that power ratio then.
Yeah, so you do the power move, and if you push their legs a little further with the other stuff afterwards.
That's it. Like a lunge is going to be way safer than doing this like 1,000 squat jumps.
Yeah, and I like that, and with that as well, it becomes you're also thinking about the ahead. For example, if we go back to what I was saying about the burpees and the way I'm programming it, I've got 9 weeks of programming in my head already. Do you know what I mean? That's 9 weeks of that person's strength. There's progression there. We talked about goals. We talked about routine. When you set your goal, how do you get to the goal? Well, that's it. I want to be able to do a full burpee in good form, 10 of them. Yeah. How are we going to get there? Well, this is how. And you can adopt that. We talked about with everything. You can adopt that with a squat, with a deadlift, with a chin up, with a press up, everything. You've got to set the goal, find your way of doing a goal, get into that goal. And that's it. And all these little things are really good ways of keeping people motivated to train while they're at home. I sounded really posh for a second when I said motivated.
Yeah. I think you are posh, but it's like the main thing that I find that's a problem with, especially people in the public, is that they don't understand as in depth as exercises we do, which is only because we study it a lot. Like much like anybody that does anything else or works with computers or whatever, they would know a lot more than what we would ever know, and they would think about it differently. But there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of people, you're seeing snippets of people's Instagrams and Facebooks where they're doing these crazy cool workouts, it looks like, and automatically people think, well, that must be the workout, their exercise that got them in that shape. It's not. It's really not. The stuff that they're doing on Instagram, the stuff that they're doing in them really fancy videos where they're all looking unbelievable, is all just because it looks unbelievable. Nobody looks good when they're doing a 5-rep max squat. Nobody looks good when they're busting out leg presses until they're nearly crying. All these people train really hard, but they only release the stuff that looks fancy. Yeah. And then the Joe public out there then get this misinformation thinking, no, that looks like a really good workout. I should probably do that, because they advertise it as a fat loss this, a fat loss that. So it's not most people's fault. What I would do, especially if I was a person, if I was like looking into fitness now and looking to try and find exercises progression, just go on to Google. Everybody's got Google, and type in squat progressions. Yeah. Nice and simple. And I guarantee you, or how do you, from 0 to hero, to do a squat or a press up or whatever, progressions of that, or different ways they squat, different ways they press up, different ways they chin up. And there will be tons and tons of exercises out there. And all you have to do is select a few of them and then work on getting up to the next stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And there is a lot of good information out there as well.
Yeah.
You just need to know what to be looking for.
What to look for.
Yeah. And I think the advice I would give people is mirroring yours, really. Stuff like squat, jumps, burpees, there's a place for them all. But, you don't have to weigh that much risk of injury to get the results that you want. Okay. So we can look at, like we said, training principles, training progressions, as well as, nutrition and movement. Okay. So you've already talked about your steps. That's a really important point. I think someone like me is a little different. I'm chasing two kids around in between my sessions every day. So I look at my clock today and, I've already done 4,000 steps and I've only left the house to go drive my car to an MOT and back, because you might hear my daughter in the background screaming.
Going mad.
Yeah.
But it's so easy. Like the things with the steps, I've set up a group and I'm getting everybody to post their steps, is that we're now trapped in the house. Technically we're now allowed out for an hour a day. And in 1 hour, you could probably get 5,000 steps, maybe, if you're good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't achieving that. And now that we have no gyms to go to, like the places we go are limited, it's going to be so hard. I'd say the average now is going to be about 5,000. So making that effort to get out there and get moving is something that I'm aware of and everybody else should be aware of, because with less movement means you should be eating less food.
Yeah.
It's nice and simple. You move more, you can handle more, because moving burns energy. It's very simple. So even if now, going on the nutrition point, if somebody was moving 10,000 steps a day and now they're home and they're moving 5,000 steps a day, but they're eating the same food and haven't adjusted it, they will gain weight.
Yeah,
simple fact, just from not moving as much as they did before, but still eating the same amount of calories or food. So they've got two choices when it comes to something like that. They either move the same amount or they adjust their nutrition down. And I think now more than ever is the best time they start really trusting scales a wee bit or taking some measurements. I know people hate the scales, but now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, we have to monitor it some way, right? Especially if you're looking to maintain or lose weight, then we've got to monitor it. If you don't monitor it, you don't know. You can go by dress sizes if you want, but who's getting changed 10 times a day? We're going to be in our comfortable clothes the whole time.
Stretchy everything. We got stretchy trousers, we got stretchy tops, we got, like, most people are probably just wearing some form of spandex at the minute, like that tells you nothing. It gives you no feedback. One of my clients has got a pair of like old white jeans and she wears the same jeans and tests them every month to make sure she still fits in them, because they don't move, they're not stretchy, and they don't lie.
Yeah, that's what we got to look for. Just anything, even that's a good way of testing it, right? But you got to find something. It's the point. Otherwise you'll. Another good point to take home is that testing, not just testing with regards to scales and stuff like that, but also with regards to training, will keep you on track. Okay, and it's going to be so easy to slip off at this time. So I've been hitting up some pad work. I don't know if you noticed.
I seen that there.
I still look. I was really disappointed, man. I was much more.
Why?
I was.
So
I felt fast. I felt fast, and then I looked at the picture, and I was just like.
In your head, you're like, holy crap, I'm Mike Tyson. I basically should be going back into full-time boxing again with this stuff. And then you watch it and you're like,
I'm really slow.
It happens every time when you watch Top Gear, like if anybody's ever seen that, but you go on Top Gear and they do their lap and they're like, holy crap, like I've been flying around here. And then they watch it, the video, and they're like, that looks terrible.
Like the slowest rap. I mean, in fairness, I kind of sit at between 72 and 75 kilograms. Man, I was 61 kilograms before when I used to fight. So it's not like it's not surprising that I was much quicker.
And training the box.
Yeah. But I still got the movements. I still got the technique. The technique's still there. But Sally's getting a bit better as well. I don't know why I'm training my missus to fight. It's like the worst thing
You set yourself up for a black eye. She's like, I'm going to try that hook punch out the next time we chat crap.
Which is all the time.
All the time, yeah, of course.
And that's another thing. Because of the the fact that we've got limited equipment, etc. I've changed up my training as well, which is fairly refreshing. I'm kind of really looking forward to getting out there and getting the pads on. Sally's getting a little bit better on the pads, just a tiny bit, but it's enough for me to get. And mate, did you see me? It was savage at the end. Sally was like, "Oh, is that the last set?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the last set." I am dead, man.
I did that Ricky Hatton boxing course, didn't I? Sure, and they put the heart rate monitor on me, and I was 100% the whole time. I didn't know that you could perform at 100% maximum heart rate for 4 hours.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Man.
Yeah, I done the 10-minute warm up, and they're all like, "Oh, you're not going to make it," but like I made it, and my heart just was going mental.
Yeah. Well, I never done. Yeah, I know. You were all sore. You were all so sore the next day.
Oh man, Jesus. My obliques were dead.
Yeah, man. I had the same thing with your kettlebell class. Remember, you took us through the kettlebell class, and then Mike died. Do you remember? Mike died at the end.
Mike dead.
Hi, Mike.
The thing is, we fitnesses, and this is why people always like, and we get clients all the time. Yeah, but what are we doing for cardio and stuff? And my question to them is, for what? For what purpose? Yeah. For fitness. Fitness is very specific. The term fitness is a specific term. So fitness for what? Like, are you running, are you cycling, are you looking to get an event, or are you looking to just manage everyday life and be able to do it without any issues and without feeling fatigued?
Yeah.
That's, a lot of people just are like, "Oh, I heard running's really good." Good for what? It's good for running.
Great for running.
Because, how many times are people saying, "Yeah, but you got to work your lungs and stuff." Do some back squats and come back to me. Yeah, do some back squats, come back to me and tell me if your lungs were working or weren't working. So fitness is a really specific thing. So if you want to learn to play football, get a football, kick a football. That's specific. If you want to learn to swim, go swimming. Don't go cycling in the hope that you'll get better at swimming. It'll have no transfer at all. I don't care how much your lungs work. It will not help you in that situation. So it's just one of them things, man. It's one of them things. And like I said, we aren't unfit. I wouldn't say I'm unfit, but put me in a boxing ring, I'll be dead.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
30 seconds, done.
I've never trained for it. My muscles are not accustomed to that type of movement in that way. So
yeah, one length of front crawl and I'm done. In the swim. But put me in a back squat and I'm also done because I'm terrible at most things.
Put me in a bicep curl though. And,
well, not me.
Yeah.
Where's my strength lie then? Do I even have a strength? Is that a thing?
No, actually your deadlifts are solid. Your squats are solid as well, man.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to get the Sam Crow in here every now and again.
Yeah, I can see him.
Remember, I feel like I have to get a bike now. That's the thing, man. That's a good point you made about the whole running is good for running. It's a good advice to parents, really. Now, I've thought this a lot, and I think I've said this to a couple of my clients and our clients whose kids that we train. Training with us does have various benefits, from their strength, stability of their joints, fitness, as we just talked about. For the people that are looking at their kids and thinking, oh, they play football, they play rugby, they box, whatever. How am I going to get them better at that? Now, often what I say to parents is, you want to get them better at football, take them to go and play football. That's what's going to make them better. What I can do for you, I can limit their chances of injury. I can make them stronger and more powerful. But in terms of the actual skill set, get them out and go play football. Get them out and go and play rugby. What did we do? Remember as kids, lunch break time, lunchtime.
Sport the whole time?
The whole time. We got good at sport because we got good at sport. We didn't start weight training until we were 15, 16.
See it with all African nations players, like them boys just played football. That's just the way it is, and they done. Ethiopians are really good at running because it's almost a national sport, but they got good at running by running.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's very specific to each task. That's why I think if people are out there just saying like, I want to get fit, I always ask them why.
Yeah.
Just to feel better, but you'll feel better from what we're doing here. Definitely move more, definitely go out. But if you're only thinking you need to go because you've seen other people do it, so other peers, or other friends or whatever that doing it, so you think, oh shit, I must do that because everybody else seems to be doing that. don't worry yourself. If you're not taking part in any events, it's not a necessity. If you're doing it because you love it, then by all means work away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. Let's move on here. So we talked about nutrition techniques during quarantine. Did we chatted about that, didn't we? Nutritional techniques while in
No, not really nutritional things. It's something that, like, so I'll tell you what I've been doing. So I can only go off what my own example is, and I've said to a few clients is I've had to set a timer.
When you eat?
It's got that bad because, like, I know what's in my cupboards because I bought it.
Yeah.
And I thought that I could withstand, like, I'm a robot with food.
Yeah.
I thought I could put the wagon wheels down. I thought I wouldn't eat all the cinnamon creams. They'd last me 3 weeks. They lasted me 2 days.
Yeah.
So I had to sit there and be like, right, so I've ate my breakfast now. It's 6 o'clock. I cannot eat now until 10. There's no reason. And when we're in work, sometimes I don't eat until 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we go hours.
Life goes on. Yeah, life goes on. It's only because we're sat around doing nothing that we're like, ooh, I'm a bit bored. I suppose I could eat something. And then you go and eat it. And if that's the situation, you're never going to be full up. And then the sugar is going to want to eat more sugar, and your body's going to be craving more sugar, and yada, yada. And it's so easy then. You'll still eat your 3 meals a day, but you'll eat 47 meals in between that. Overdo your calories.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is just setting a timer and being like, right, so if I eat at 10 o'clock, right, so 4 hours from there, I can eat at 2 o'clock, and then I can eat at 6 o'clock, you know? And I just put it down to that because it sounds stupid and it sounds so, like, obvious, but you'd be surprised because now when I'm hungry, I look at my clock and I'm like, all right, okay, I got 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah, I've been adopting a similar policy without the actual setting of the time. So I'll get up early and I'll have my breakfast. I'll have my lunch always at between 12 and 1 o'clock, always after I train. And then I'll have my dinner with the family. I think it's helpful that I've got with the missus and the kids, because when they eat, I eat at dinner time.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Yeah.
The one thing I have been doing is I have been snacking in between.
Yeah.
But I've set myself a rule of I snack in the day. I snack on stuff that's like fruit or maybe some sensible portion of nuts and seeds or something like that.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. I had to downgrade the yogurt, man, from skyr to like a normal yogurt.
Natural yogurt, just.
Yeah, man. I've had to. The costs. I've had to manage. So I've got that, and then in the evening, I have been allowing myself something nice. Do you know what I mean? Maybe yesterday I had the world of cake, but it was my birthday. So
happy birthday.
Yeah, but generally I've been maybe 3 squares of chocolate. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you got to be able to. I think it's important that you have something like that, something that you like.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good to have that, like, especially, but doing what you're doing is right, is selecting a time in the day. Like, I much prefer, I really do. I could eat all day, obviously, but like, I'd much prefer to get to my evenings and have a bigger portion of food.
Yeah.
So simple things like, just not having carbs in your afternoon lunch.
Yeah.
Having meat and veg, or having a salad that you made up, vegetarian salad, whatever, and just skipping out in the big bulk of carbs will free up so much more room for extra calories in the evening. So if I just don't have any rice or potatoes or pasta in the afternoon, it means later on I could have a chocolate bar and nothing changes. I still hit my goal. I still stay in line with my calories. I'm in a deficit or maintaining whatever. But I've had the treat, because I don't know about you, but I would much rather have a piece of chocolate than a bowl of mashed potato, know? Like, if you give me it, like, what can you do? I'd rather have it. So I just make that simple choice. What would I rather have?
Yeah, exactly. And, it's helpful, and it helps me stick to it. So that's another bit of advice. I think it's the same bit of advice, really, just coming at it from a different angle is technique, I should say, again, we're going back to planning the day and eating at similar times to create that consistency, which keeps us switched on.
I think this time people should really, really make the most out of it and try and track their calories. I know people hate doing it, but people don't hate being on their phone for 4 hours a day.
No.
And it only takes you 2 seconds. And now, because we're home, we can scan everything. We can weigh it if we want on there, because that will give you such a good overview as to what you're actually eating, how often you're eating, and then how much you're eating. And then if your weight keeps going up, you can just adjust it down, and it will teach you so many lessons as what foods high in calories, what foods are high in certain nutrients. And then eventually you won't have to use the app anymore.
Which is effectively what we've done, isn't it? We've used the app so much, and we just kind of use it as reference now and again when we know we're slipping up, just to keep ourselves honest. But actually, you do it long enough, you know how many calories are in an egg, you know how many calories because we're all creatures of habit, aren't we? And we pick the same foods because we like the same foods. And you input those enough into the FitnessPal app or whatever app you use for calorie tracking, eventually you know what that portion size is. You stop doing it. So it is a good bit of advice, I think. If there's ever the time you're going to do it, is now, because once you get the swing of it, you won't need to do it that much.
I know how many calories are in an egg. I know how many calories are in a slice of bread. I know roughly how much butter I use each time. I don't have to weigh it up all the time. I just know the crack. I make my breakfast in the morning, and then I just add it into the app. Beep, beep, boop. And then it's only if my weight started changing, then I would be like, oh, maybe my tracking's getting a bit slack or whatever. But yeah, you're right. We see all these meal plans, don't we, online? This is on a bit of a tangent, but you see all these meal plans online where people are eating 47 different meals every day. You know, every meal's different. Every day is a different meal. They have to buy like 13 different types of meat or fish just to get through the week. Nobody eats like that.
No.
Nobody. How many people eat like that? People eat the same breakfast. I know it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. They eat the same breakfast. They have same routines around when they have tea or coffee or biscuits. They have the same lunches. They might vary between 2 to 3 different things, but people don't change them. People have curry nights. They have chili nights. They have roast dinners at certain days. You know what I mean? Like, I think people think that they eat so differently than everybody else, but I guarantee if you track it for a couple of weeks, you'll find that you eat the exact same meals all the time.
And also people think that they need to eat a different meal all the time, which again,
come on, man. Why make the life more difficult for yourself? If you made lunch for 3 days and it's the same lunch for 3 days, like that just means that you don't have to make a decision for the next 3 days.
Yeah, mate. Do you know what I've just done? For the whole time, right, I've had the screen where you're big and I'm small, and I've literally just realised that I could half screen it. So now I've recorded the last little bit where it's like, this is where this is why we're personal trainers, okay? We're not techies, all right? We do what we do because we love it, in fairness, but also because we're not good at this shit. I was meant to be keeping this clean. Sorry, folks. How are you getting on with the distancing, man, when you're out in public? Are you cool with all of that?
I'm cool with that, man. Shops, I went to Asda's yesterday just to try and, I thought basically if I go to Frome, nobody's shopping at Frome. I don't know why I thought that. No one's going to Frome. Like, it's a small population. I go to Asda and we stood outside for 20 minutes in a 2-meter queue, each person. And then we went in and there was a one-way system inside there that I kept messing up and going up the wrong way because I wanted to get there. But generally I'm all right. Like, I'm fine. It's just, you can see people are afraid now. And they should be. I think everybody should be taking the thing seriously. There's obviously some people out there that won't and think that, oh no, it doesn't matter if I get the disease because I'm young and fresh. That's fine, but your parents might not be.
Your
grandparents might not be. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people won't be like. So what about you?
I'm me with social distance. I love it. So this is what I've dreamed of. People not touching stuff. I'm the type of guy that gets annoyed with people breathing down my neck when we're in a queue. So like, I just think like
it's so weird, dude, because do you know what I mean? You're a personal trainer. You're sociable, personable, and then you like outside of the people you don't like people.
Yeah, I just don't like it. No, I just don't like them near me. It's not that I don't necessarily like, we'll revert back to the famous story. In fact, we should probably put this story to a poll if we get enough viewers on this.
No, I actually think you should, because you'll be definitely wrong on that.
All right, well, why don't we do it anyway? We do it now. People hopefully will watch this and they'll do the poll. If not, we can just once we become famous.
We could do a little section and put it on Facebook or something to see what people say, because they will tell you that you're absolutely wrong.
Well, let me tell the story, because you always lean it towards the fact that I'm crazy.
All right, you go ahead.
I'll tell the story. So we've taken my daughter to her gymnastics class. My oldest, she was 2 at the time, and one of the kids was being a bit naughty, so his mum sat down with him. So it would have been child adult, child, adult, child, adult, and we got holding hands, playing Ring a Ring the Roses. So it got to the point where there was too many adults for children somehow, and I was next to this lady, and I did the obvious thing, which was to not hold her hand, and she went to hold my hand, and I pulled my hand away, and we proceeded to do Ring a Ring of Roses. Everyone's linked hands apart from me and this lady, who were just kind of stood by each other, going in and out. And I didn't feel awkward. I don't know whether she did, but
definitely.
I think I think that's quite normal. I think that's. I don't want to be touched.
On what planet? This is pre-coronavirus. Like, this is when everybody is just swapping germs. Yeah. Like, you're only there because of children, so you're only trying to entertain the children. Yet you've went in there and some woman's offered out her hand. They complete a circle for the Ring a Ring of Roses, and then what you did was take your hand away in disgust, and then left a broken circle where people are now feeling you created the awkwardness by taking your hand away.
The worst thing is, I didn't feel awkward. She must have felt
really... No, you didn't. And she probably felt offended. She's probably like, what's wrong with you?
And do you know the worst thing? It was at the start of the song as well. So we had to proceed the whole song, Ring a Ring of Roses, with me and this lady. I'm holding Isla's hand. Sally's on the other side of Isla, and my other arm, and this lady's other arm are just kind of dangling down.
Yeah. So when you walk in and raise your hands up, did you synchronize your lifting of hands together?
Yeah. It was all the same. It was like, whoa. And, it was fine. And it was like, there was that split second moment. I felt I grabbed my hand, and I immediately moved my hand away, and I thought, is she going to try again? But fortunately for both of us,
she went and told all her family and all her friends about this weird encounter she had, where some dude just stripped his hand away and looked at her and thinking, like, what's wrong with you touching me in this class?
Yeah, I'm the type of person, right, that like if someone asked to go in front of me in a queue, just because they've asked, I'd say no. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I see someone with like less items than me, and I've got a ton of items, they've only got one, I would, of course. Like,
no, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone's
fair, but not taking your hand away. Taking your hand away when a woman's only trying to join in the kids' game to make everybody feel happy and comfortable.
So that's the poll then. Okay. So
is it normal?
Is it normal? So just say normal, not normal. Okay, and we'll count these up, and we'll do a.
Be a resounding not normal.
No, I don't know. I think more people are like me than...
Or to be serial killers in the mix of the people that agree with you.
Yeah, well, you attract the same people, right, don't you? So a load of would-be serial killers. Right, I think that's it from us today. We're going to do this next week?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, maybe we'll...
If anybody's got any topics that they want us to cover, then definitely shoot in. Otherwise, we'll come up with some of our own. There's a million things to talk about.
I got some. I think we'll do some. I've got some more ideas on a little bit more training stuff, and maybe some. I don't know what you think, Si. Maybe some stuff with regards to back health, neck health. While we're
absolutely
going to be sitting down a lot more. We'll have a little chat about that. I was going to get one of the hopefully one of the Stanza lot will join us next week, so we'll have three of us on this party, and be good to get those guys' take on what they're doing as well. So well, I hope you've enjoyed it, everybody. I know I have. I personally think we were amazing.
Literally the best. It's the best podcast I've never listened to.
Yeah, I know. I've listened to a lot of NFL podcasts.
Yeah.
We've got a visitor. Hold on. Hello. Yeah. All right. Do you want to see Simon? Come here. Do you want to see Simon?
Neva.
You're going to say hi to Si?
Hello.
Yeah. So this is the.
This is the devil.
This is the devil one. Yeah. Look how cute she looks.
Yeah, I know. She looks really cute. Hello, Neva.
Yeah. Going to say hi to Si and everyone. Our famous viewer. We're famous now. Yeah. Oh, here comes Isla.
Yeah, she waved.
You come in, say hello to Si. You're going to come say hello to Si? Come on then. Come and say hi.
This is it. This is the clan. Hello.
Yeah, we've been chilling. They actually miss you, Si.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had effect.
Yeah. So we're saying, if anyone's got any topics, throw them our way. We're going to do a bit of stuff ourselves, and like I said, hopefully there'll be a third member next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, and hopefully we'll be live then. I would have sorted out the technical problems. Yeah. Simon, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, pleasure, my man. I'll catch up with you again in the week.
Before you go, what do you think? Does it looks a bit thicker, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or like it's a little bit thicker.
Keep it short though. Keep it going short because it looks better then.
That's another thing I was going to ask you. What's going on with your hair?
Oh man, don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Like I get, if for the people who don't know, I get my hair cut every single week. I have done for 8 years. So now you have, obviously this is week 1. I'm going to buy some trimmers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to self shave. I won't let Georgie near. She'll cut the top of my hair off, man.
Just what you got to do is just basically gently go like start with like if you're going to start with
like a blade and then just go to the next one. Start low or something.
So start with maybe let's say you start with a 2. You do the whole thing as a 2, and then you do the 1 and end a bit lower, and then you do. I was a hairdresser for anyone who's wanting giving advice. But with the top, just be careful, man.
Oh man!
Be careful.
What I'll do is I'll just cut the fringe. I'll just cut the fringe
and then straight line it. And then once you've straight lined it, you can then follow the previous guideline and then back. Hair treat. Maybe I'll do a hair tutorial. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm lucky. I got Sally. So, you going outside? Hold on. Let me let him outside. And out you get. Enjoy the lusciousness of the garden. All right, my friend. I will see you. Well, I'll chat to you before, but I'll see you in a week, and I'll see everyone else in a week, hopefully.
All right then, buddy. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.